Hello, everybody. This is Evan Rogers. My voice is scratchy because I am sick, have been, and I almost lost my voice. I must have the super ultra COVID where it steals your voice and then you turn into Ariel. And then I found a boy that I like. All right, number one, we're doing which particles is correct. Answer me. Have we started these ones yet? I think did we start one? Oh, okay. All right.
No.
Well, we have to pick the correct particle. The real trick here is going to be getting the O's and the Ga's correct. And every once in a while, there's going to be one that could. I mean, Wa is going to be able to go into a lot of these, so I'm going to accept Wa sometimes, but I'm also going to say Wa and also what. So here we go. Number one. Who wants to read it?
Do you want us to read it with the particle that we're putting in it?
You can surprise me.
Or would we say blank? That's what I'm asking.
It's entirely up to you. I'm letting you. You got free run.
Doa o shimari masyo.
All right. What does doa mean?
Door.
And what does shimarimasu mean?
Closed.
Closed. Well, not closed, but closed, right? Yeah. So what you said is I will close the door, right? Or somebody will close the door, right?
Yes.
That would be correct, except shimarimasu is intransitive. So the O particle would be incorrect.
Oh.
Wa would work, however. Ga would be better because the door is the thing that closes. So this would say the door closes. I'm telling you, the door closes. The door closes. So that means that we know that we can use that door because it closes. All right, number two. What is the really quickly? What is the transitive form of or pair of shimarimasu? We haven't talked about verb groups yet, but this is a group one.
Wait, what did you ask?
What would be the transitive of shimarimasu? Shimarimasu is intransitive. We want to know what the transitive is. What would get the O particle? Shimemas. Shimemas.
Oh.
Change this ma to a meh. A lot of people, really, this is a little bit off topic. A lot of people are like, what? Who would ever use romaji? And if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense because it's shim arimas and shim emas. So romaji helps us understand and learn Japanese a little bit better. As much as this is a syllabic language, syllables, occasionally breaking it out of the syllables helps. Excuse me, that piece of phlegm is making me cough. Number two, sorry to all my viewers out there. Who wants to read this one? And you can either say blank or add in the particles.
Do you want to read it with a blank or add in particles?
I'm going to add in the particles,
Let's go for it.
Go for
Nani o omoshiroi desu ka?
You got the ka right. The O doesn't make any sense. What are we going to interesting?
You're a dick. You could have told
me. Ga would be the best particle. Can we use a wa there?
No.
No, we can't because it'd be like, what is interesting? And that doesn't make any sense. So the ga is like, what's interesting? What's interesting? Nani ga omoshiroi desu ka? What is interesting? The O particle doesn't make sense, John, because that is an E adjective. And the O particle tells us that we're verbing something. We're going to verb the heck out of something. Whereas that is an E adjective. We can't really interesting something. Oh, okay, Evan, that's interesting. Yeah, great. I'm glad we got it, John. All right, number three. Who wants to read that one?
Nani o mimashita ka?
Nani o mimashita ka? That is exactly right. I didn't even think before seeing if you had it right because it just sounded exactly right. What's interesting? Could we use a wa there instead of O?
No.
No, we can't because it's an interrogative. It would once again sound something like, well, you know what? You see it? It doesn't make any sense. Well, it doesn't even, I mean, you might be able to make sense out of that if it weren't for the strange intonation. But the intonation is what the particles do. Because Japanese is a very flat language. Nani o mimashita ka? You can't really do the nani. In fact, if you do that, Japanese people laugh hysterically. All right, number four. Unless they think you're acting like an idiot, which I do frequently. Oh, I'm sorry. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Goburin.
Hang on, really quickly. What does Nani Mastaka mean?
Did you see it?
I would say that that's accurate, but we have Onani.
Oh,
What did you see?
yeah. What did you see?
Exactly. What did you see? Great. All right, number 4. Sorry, John. Now's your time to shine.
Goburin ka.
No, not ka. Goburin.
Goburin
It's either O or ga.
ga imasu.
Yeah, and just to be sure, it's not Goburin, it's Goburin. Ri. There's no re in Japanese. Goburin, and then you said ga imasu. Goburin ga imasu. There is a goblin. A goblin exists, and I should be translating. What am I doing? There is a goblin. A goblin exists. Something to that effect. Could we use the wa there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would be something like a goblin. Oh yeah, there's one. Perfect. Wa is acceptable. Wa or ga. We could even use a mo, but we haven't learned mo. And you could technically use a lot of different verbs or particles there, but they would be very strange sentences. It's on the goblin. It's in the goblin. Oh, I used the anyway. All right. I can't seem to scroll properly to get just number 5. There you go. Can somebody read it and then translate it because I keep blurting it out.
And pizza ga arimasu ka? Is there a pencil?
Yes, I muted my mic so I could take a drink of water, but you answered so quickly I couldn't get that much. And pizza ga arimasu ka? Is there a pencil? Do you have a pencil? Are there pencils? Something along the lines of I'm asking about the existence of pencils and perhaps their location and whether you have some. Could we use the wa there?
Yes.
We could, yeah, and it'd be like, hey, pencils, do we have any? Something like that. Pencils? Do we have any? It would come off something like that, as opposed to, do we have any pencils? Do we have any pencils? And pizza ga arimasu ka? Do we have any pencils? And pizza wa arimasu ka?
See, you explaining that helps me a lot because like my teacher will teach us like the sentence pattern for this. She's been using ga, but when she was having us read dialogue, they had wa, and I'm like, what? I'm confused. So I'm glad you explained that. Now it makes sense.
I posted something in the Learn Japanese subreddit because I still go to Reddit once in a while. And I was like talking about how I'm doing this teaching. Somebody was like, hey, how do you guys find tutors? And I was like, I do it for $5 a month and you get like 30 lessons. They're like, what are you talking about? How are you doing that? It's like, because nobody joins. And then like nobody joined. It was hilarious. But then like they responded with, people want native speakers. And I'm like, that's fine. I understand. Whatever. A lot of native speakers can't get this right. If you again, and I'm not trying to take anything away. I'm sure there are plenty of native speakers who do know Japanese language very well, but they can't get that English right. And I'm not saying I'm great at it. I mean, I'm not that, my Japanese is pretty good. And pizza ga arimasu. The ga is putting the emphasis on and pizza. So it's like, is there a pencil? And we translate it using intonation in English. They don't use intonation in Japanese. So it's really difficult to get that across. Is there a pencil? In pizza ga arimasu ka? Is there a pencil? And then the wa particle, just again, I know I already said this, but the wa is gonna be like, pencils, are there any? Something like that. Okay, great. So be careful, I guess. If you want to do intonation, getting a native speaker is much better. If you want grammar explanation, sometimes getting the white guy or the non-Japanese guy. Sorry, I'm racist now. I'm gonna be canceled because I assumed everyone who's not Japanese is white. All right, John, you're up.
And pizza wa arimasu ka?
I don't.
Is there any pencils?
Did I say 5 or did I say 6? Did I screw something up or what's the joke?
He doesn't want to do 6. I'll try.
Oh, okay.
It just so I have the right train of thought. This one doesn't. Hold on, let me look at this.
This one is tricky, and I intentionally included it.
This one uses a different particle than ga and o, right?
One of those two will be in the sentence, and then there will also be another.
Right? So
I'm sorry, what's that?
Because there's another particle though used in there besides.
Really quickly, this is the most important part of the sentence. What does that translate to?
It's cool in the fall.
cool in the fall is acceptable, but we could also say the falls are cool, right?
Mhm.
How would we describe falls as being sorry, falls, not plural. How well? No, that works actually. It sounded like a waterfall for some reason. How would we describe the falls as being cool? Like the falls are cool. Like imagine I'm talking about Canada, and I said, well, Canada, the falls are cool. That would be
Yeah.
the subject of the sentence, right? The falls are cool is the sentence.
Mhm.
So what particle would we throw there?
Ga.
Yeah, God would be the perfect choice. We could use a wa. However, notice the sentence that I said was, Canada, the falls are
Mhm.
cool.
So
So
you're saying Gunma ken wa
yeah,
aki ga sushi desu?
that is a totally acceptable sentence. That is a totally acceptable.
I was thinking Gunma ken ni. No?
That that I don't. I'm not 100% sure if I want to say that's wrong or right because I have a feeling.
Because isn't ni like in?
I almost feel like it should be like dewa or something. Like gumaken dewa akiga suzushi. Um, Ni operates. We haven't really gone over it in this series of lessons for those out there in YouTube who eventually look at this. Um, Ni is very much more like a location where something exists or up to a point.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking that. Like, because the location is Gunma.
Yeah, and
Well,
that's why I answered because there's so many that I thought could go in there.
but if you think about it, Aki doesn't really exist inside of Gunma or anything like that.
That's true. Okay.
So
So Gum and wa aki ga.
yeah, Gumaken wa Aki ga suzushi desu. And I wanted to include that sentence because it emphasizes the difference between wa and ga.
Okay.
And really quickly, you're gonna really hate this. This could also be a ga here after Gunmaken. It would be unlikely. And it would be Gunmaken ga Aki ga suzushi desu. And it'd be like Gunmaken's falls are cool. We haven't talked about how this ga would kind of change meaning a little bit. That'll be a different thing when we start getting into multi-clause sentences. But we could also get into we could also make both of them wa, and I'm gonna freak out a bunch of people. But if I say the sentence correctly, even native speakers will agree that it works. Gumaken wa aki wa suzushi desu, and that would be more like, oh, Gunmaken. Well, the falls are cool.
Hmm.
As opposed to maybe I don't know the springs. Maybe the springs are warm, and you assume that they're both right. Honestly, both of these could be was, and both of these could be gas. But the sentence that I wanted to get out of you was Gunma wa aki ga suzushi desu. Gunma, the falls are cool. And
Okay.
Gunmaken's everyone makes fun of Gunmaken, but it's actually I liked it a lot. I like living there. It was a little bit it was a little bit run down, but it was nice. It was pretty good. All right, number 7. I guess John.
Pizza. Diego. Zen Zen.
That is
Oh,
Zen. I didn't hear what the particle would be, but you got Zen Zen.
I said wa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Could you do it one more time for me?
Diego wa Zen Zen. Homushuku nakata desu.
Yeah, eiga wa Zen Zen omoshiroku nakata desu. Ga could work. Was better because we're dealing with a negative sentence, and it's like, well, that's for the movie. Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, that's why I said that.
Exactly. The ga would work, but it'd be a little bit stiff or something like that. The wa particle is other things are interesting, but the movie it's not interesting. It's kind of why we would use the wa particle. It limits the the was not interesting to just the ega.
All right.
Perhaps the popcorn. Oh, what's up? We got number 8.
No, you're good. Our kid's gonna choke on.
I guess.
All right,
Yep.
my
Okay.
turn.
Oh, yeah, sure, go for it.
Hey, wa arimasen yo.
Yeah, exactly. Daijoubu de wa arimasen, yo. This is just
John,
this.
you wanted to do it.
Okay, what does it mean?
No, it does not mean cold. What does it mean? That's not good. Or that's not good.
It's not all right. It's not fine. It's not good. Yeah, all those are acceptable. Just to make sure I should have caught it, but just to make sure that that's a de and not a day, in case we were doing the improper pronunciation of de. Daijoubu de wa arimasen. I don't know if he said it right or wrong. Just wanted to make sure. And that indeed that is a wa particle. That is a wa particle. There's no chance that we could put a ga there. It just doesn't make any sense. I
Okay.
barely cut that cough. I barely cut that cough off. All right, number
Yeah, it's
9.
fine.
You're up, Kayla.
Watanabe wa onigiri ga suki desu.
That is great.
That's not right,
Watanabe-san. Looks like I didn't add san
Oh,
to here. That's my fault. I didn't add san
Watanabe-san.
here.
Watanabe-san. wa-
Watanabe-san. What? Onigiri. You had it right. You had it perfectly right.
Okay.
Yeah, Watanabe-san wa onigiri ga suki desu. So you see how that sentence is, as for Watanabe, she likes onigiri?
Mhm.
It's like, oh, Watanabe, she likes onigiri. This is the exact same sentence structure as Gunmaken's falls are cool.
Okay.
This sentence, for whatever reason, is difficult for English speakers to get in their brain. Whereas this sentence, for whatever reason, can get inside of our brains better. I don't know what it is. It's the exact same pattern. It has the exact same grammar rules. But I mean, even me, it took me longer to get 6 than it took me to get 9. And once again, it could be gawa and it could be gawa here. A lot of people are going to argue with the wawa idea, but it's accurate, so deal with it. I get yelled at on Reddit all the time for that. Let's do what are we going to 13? We can probably finish that off. Let's go. Number 10. Oh, sorry. What did that mean? What did that mean?
Oh, up above?
Yeah, number 9.
Oh. Watanabe likes onigiri.
Exactly right. Just like John. All right, number 10.
Dare ga mahutsukai desu ka?
Yeah, dare ga mohotsukai desu ka? Any idea what that means?
Who uses magic?
Who uses magic? Yeah.
Close. Who is a wizard? So notice
Which
how
is
there's no verb.
Which is a magic.
Magic user.
Yeah, well, right. Yeah, it's a magic user. There's no mas. There's no mas. All right, yeah, it's a ga. It can't be a wa. After interrogatives, you can't really use a wa because the intonation just comes out very strange. Number 11. He invented Bitcoin.
Satoshi-san wa zombie desu ka?
Yeah, Satoshi-san wa zombie desu ka? Hey, you know Satoshi? Is he a zombie? Kind of like that. Satoshi-san wa zombie desu ka? Could be a ga, but we're gonna go with wa. Satoshi-san ga zombie desu ka? Actually, now that I think about it, the ga sounds kind of weird. Well, no, sorry. Is Satoshi a zombie? If it were a ga particle, is Satoshi a zombie? If it's a wa particle, Satoshi, is he a zombie? Great. Number 12. We're talking about Ito.
Ito-san wa jozu desu ka?
Yeah, is Ito. Oh, sorry. What does it translate to? I almost gave it away.
Is Ito juice?
Is Ito-san good?
He is juice,
Like
and he's
skill.
very he very skillfully turned himself into juice, a la Rick and Morty. I'm a pickle. That show, I gotta admit, that show fell off hard. I don't know, like the last few episodes, I've just been like, oh god. Ito-san wa jozu desu ka? This could be a ga, but wa is a little bit better because the difference would be, is Ito good? That'd be the ga, and it's like, Ito, is he good? That's a wa particle. So everyone on YouTube, just hit the back button, you can get that. Number 13, last but not least, let's hit it up.
Taisetsu de wa nai desu.
Exactly, that's a wa particle. What's it mean?
I don't remember.
John, do you know Taisetsu?
Do you remember what Taisetsu is?
Cold.
He says cold.
No, that's not right. Oh, well, that's not important. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Okay, yep. We'll see you Wednesday.
I was hoping somebody would get the joke. It's not important. That's what this sentence means. It's not important. All right, see you guys.
Oh.
See you guys on Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
甘いお芋が焼けてるよ
If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you like, subscribe, and share this video to everybody you know and yell at them repeatedly until they subscribe as well. If you'd like to support me even more, head on over to patreon.com, where for just $1 a month, 3 cents a day, that's it, it's darn near free, you can help me financially keep these videos coming. And as a reward for your Patreon donations, you get access to all of the miscellaneous things that I produce to help out my own students who I teach in person, and also just things that I make for myself. And if you want a little bit more bang for your buck, head on over to Teespring, where you can get lots of fun clothing, mugs, stickers, cell phone cases, all that I've designed. More designs to come. I hope you have yourself a happy dappy day. Peace out.